Good morning, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiera, your friendly neighborhood regional flight attendant, and today is Monday, March 24th, and it is the start of a 2-day trip. It's gonna be an easy one, easy-ish. It's pretty full, but nothing I ain't done before. So I have a 11:52 report time. It's currently 9:36. It is raining outside, so I'm gonna safely make my way to the airport and then to inside the airport so I can make it to my gate and whatnot. Today, as of right now, I have a Syracuse turn and then a DC to Savannah flight, an overnight in Savannah. Tomorrow it would be a flight from Savannah to Philly and then a Kansas City turn through Philly, and then I end with a deadhead from Philly to DC. So today I am working with an all Philly crew, hence why the trip ends in Philly and then they're deadheading me back. So it shouldn't be too much. I haven't looked at the flight load yet, so I'm not even sure what I'm going to be walking into. I'll do that when I get to the shuttle bus and see what we got going on. As you guys can see, I curled my hair this morning. I love when I do the curls. It's fun. I put the little rollers in and sat on the dryer for about an hour. I went to the gym this morning, as you guys saw. So it's been a very productive morning. I feel good and ready to go about my day. It's starting to warm up. It's just rainy, so spring is springing in full spring fashion. But I will check in with you guys when I get back to the airport. I have made it on board the aircraft. It's going to be a completely full flight heading to Syracuse. I'm going to be a Ford girly today, and we should be boarding any minute now. Sounds like she might be bringing my my pre-boards down. So we have made it back to DC, and it has been an eventful 2 legs. So we were delayed leaving DC to Syracuse because of issues getting the last few passengers scanned on. One passenger, they couldn't scan him on, but his family was able to scan on. So then because he couldn't get on, his family wanted to get off. So that caused us like a 20-30 minute delay leaving DC to Syracuse, which means we had a very quick turnaround to get back to DC coming from Syracuse. So there were no connections going into Syracuse, thankfully, but there were a couple coming back. So we had a couple of tight connections, but they should have made it. There was only one we were really worried about. He had a tight connection. Even if we arrived on time, his connection was tight. So we actually made up some time in the air, and we landed in DC around the time that we should have landed in DC. So now we have about 22 minutes until we board to head to Savannah. It's not a completely full flight, so she's a snuggle basket flight. Love that for us once catering finally does get here. So I'm going to get this show on the road. We have made it to Savannah. I have stayed here before, so I'm going to do a quick little breeze through of the room. 2 beds, you know I love that. It was a cute little back wall decor. And here I am. So it was very turbulent coming into Savannah today. But we made it, that's all that matters. Very, very eventful flights. Tomorrow is go home day. We got 4 legs, 1 is a deadhead. So it'll be Savannah to Philly, a Kansas City turn out of Philly, and then a deadhead from Philly to DC. So it is currently 7:34. We have a 6:30 a.m. van time. So go ahead, unwind, eat, and probably just chill till I go to sleep. I may go to the gym, may check out the gym. I did go this morning, so I don't have to go, but I did bring my gym stuff in case I decide to go. So we'll see what happens. Good morning. It is currently 6:18 a.m. I have about a little over 10 minutes to get downstairs and meet my crew for our van time. Today, still just have the 4 legs, so Savannah to Philly, Kansas City turn out of Philly, and then deadhead from Philly to DC. So we're gonna get through today. I'm gonna be an aft girly today. I am all packed up and ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and head downstairs and see if they have all their breakfast stuff out, so I can grab me a little something to eat before we start this long day. So I will see you guys at the airport. Made it on board. We board in probably like 2 minutes or so. It's not a full flight, and we are keeping this aircraft for all 3 legs today. Love that for me. And my connection is in the same terminal that we're gonna be flying into, so I love that for me too. So today, although it's gonna be a long day, it's gonna be a good day. So they should be coming down shortly, and I will see you guys when we get in Philly. Have made it to Philly. We have about 45 minutes before we'll start boarding our flight to Kansas City. So I'm just chilling on the aircraft, getting some editing done, and we'll be making it on our way. This was a pretty smooth flight. Had a group of wonderful passengers. They were so sweet. It's going to be a completely full flight going to Kansas City. We'll double check when I get there what the flight's going to look like coming back. And wonderful. My mom is flying on my benefit. She just let me know she landed in Atlanta. So I love that for her. She never has problems when she uses my benefits to fly. I, on the other hand, run into we're going to move you to the next flight, move you to the next flight. You're going to jump seat on this flight. But I love it. I love it that she's having a better experience. But I will hit you guys up probably either right before we leave Philly or when we get to Kansas City. Whew. So we have about 11 minutes till boarding. It is going to be a completely full flight, and one of the oversells that were on here was a UN. So I'm gonna have a UN back here with me, and we're just trying to get everything squared away to make sure that they're good, confirm like who they're sitting next to, you know, things that we just keep in mind when it comes to the littles traveling by themselves. Unfortunately, the non-brevs are not gonna make it on this flight unless someone has a misconnection or something, like an inbound. But excuse me, we do not wish that on people. So they should be coming down soon. We'll get our and then get this show on the road. One of the 4 completed today. First one was beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful flight, as I mentioned earlier. This one I'm forcing more beauty. More beauty. So we'll go ahead, and I had a glazed donut. My FO bought me a donut, and I devoured, obviously. So I don't think I finished editing a video. I don't think it's gonna export before we finish boarding. So, but that's cool. I can take care of that when I get home. I am still trying to get another video to upload and be in rotation because I wanted to post tomorrow. It's a very long video. It is the part 2 of my Dubai trip, and I'm trying to get it in rotation. So working on that. Hopefully I'll be able to get that squared away when I get home, and then we continue with the flow that I got going on. So I will check in with you guys when we get to Kansas City. Made it to Kansas City, y'all. It is going to be a completely full flight going back too. I'm far from thrilled about that.
It is only 2 hours on the way back.
Yay! I love that. So we're gonna shave 30 minutes off going back. I love that for us, because this flight was long. It was so long. So we should be boarding in about 5 minutes. We still need the cleaners to come on and take care of this, so we can go about our business. But yeah, I will hit y'all up when we get back to Philly. Ooh. 2 of 4 taken care of. About to get ready for number 3, and then I can get ready for my deadhead. Oh, baby girl left her clip. Back to the car. I have been released like I knew I was going to be, because baby, they worked us as much as they possibly could work us today. And I've been thinking about doing mainline. I don't know how I feel about these. No, let me stop lying. I know exactly how I feel about these long flights. It ain't it. It ain't it. I am exhausted. It wasn't bad. It was just long. So our first flight today, it was Savannah to Philly. That had our smallest passenger load. The next 2 flights that I worked was a Kansas City turn out of Philly. And both them flights were completely full, y'all. Completely full. It was wild. So then I had my deadhead from Philly to DC. And I'm just, y'all, I've been yawning since I walked off the plane. So I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get some rest. I took a PED. No, I didn't take PED. I am off tomorrow, and then I have a 2-day block, and then I took a a PD day. So I already have a trip scheduled for that. So after tomorrow, I have a flight from DC to Huntsville, overnight in Huntsville, and then I work a flight from Huntsville to Dallas, and then deadhead from Dallas to DC. So since they're this was a 2-day and that's a 2-day, I'm gonna go ahead and combine these two. So the next time I check in with you guys, I'll probably be on my way to the airport for Huntsville, from DC to Huntsville. So I'll see you guys there. Good morning. It is currently March 27th. It is 7:13 a.m. And when I last checked in with you guys, I had just got back from a 2-day, so I was off yesterday. And I told you what my schedule was as of that point. So I had, past tense, a DC to Huntsville flight today, and then I was gonna work a Huntsville to Dallas and then deadhead from Dallas to DC. That was my schedule. What is my schedule now is I am now going to work a flight from DC to Bangor, Maine, where it is freezing, and then that's all I have for today. Then tomorrow I will be working a flight from Bangor to DC and then a Columbus turn out of DC. So that's what's on my schedule as of right now. So I'm currently in my car and letting my car warm up. I have about 2 hours to get to the airport, so I'm not really in that big of a rush. I checked my flight this morning. It isn't full, but this is going to be, it's not my first time flying to Bangor, but it is my first time overnighting in Bangor. So we'll see how it goes. Every time I tell people that I've never overnighted in Bangor, Maine, they always say, "Oh, you're not missing much," and da 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 da. So we'll see how it is. I'm going to it completely blind, so we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna let my car warm up, and then we're gonna head to the airport. I was very productive yesterday in the sense of getting my schedule ready for April. So I was able to move my days around, so the days that I need off, I have off. And then I was also able to actually pick up 3 trips next month. So one of them is a turn. So I'll have it should be the next video that comes out. It'll be a 6-day block, but it's broken up into 3 parts. So it'll be a 3-day block, the turn I picked up, and then a 2-day block. So that will make the 6-day block. Then I was able to pick up a 3-day trip that has an Atlanta overnight. So I'll get to go see my best friend again. This trip I am picking up out of Philly. So be on the lookout for that. This will be the first trip that I've had to commute in for. So we'll see how that goes. We're gonna experience that together. I haven't had to commute since I first started working. So when I first graduated, I was based in Philly. So for all of my flying in July, I was based in Philly. I wasn't recording at that time, so I was trying to get the hang of things. So I was living in the moment, but those were some interesting times, y'all. Very, very interesting times. So I'm hoping it's not as chaotic as it was back then. And then I picked up a 2-day trip going basically from the end of April going into May, so 30th into the 1st. And that'll be that's another impromptu 6-day block where I have a 4-day short call block before that. That trip's based out of DC. So I actually have 3 6-day blocks coming up. It's the one where I picked up the turn, and it actually is surrounding all of my trips now that I think about it. So the turn that I picked up that breaks up a 3-day and a 2-day short call block period. The 3-day trip I picked up is right before that. I have a 3-day short call block. And then at the end of the month in April, we have a 4-day short call block and then a 2-day trip that I picked up. So a lot of flying coming up in April. I'm not sure if you guys remember, I took a little bit of time off from picking trips up this month, so March, so that I could, relax, went on my cruise, and just had good time, like making sure I don't overwork myself. So now I'm ready to jump back into the swing of things, and I'm actually looking forward to all the flying I'm going to be doing in April. It's starting to warm up. I got this coat on, but it is starting to warm up later in the days. So spring is here, where it's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling with you guys and go ahead and make my way to the airport. So I will check in with you guys when we get to the airport. To the aircraft. I am going to be a foreign girly today. It is not a full flight, but it might be a little turbulent along the way, but that's fine. We'll make it through. We'll start boarding in about 6 minutes, and then I'll get to experience Bangor, Maine for the first time. I'm looking forward to some seafood though, so yeah, my belly. So I will check in with you guys when we get to Bangor. We have made it to Bangor, and it's actually not that bad so far. I have 2 beds, it don't take much to please me. 2 beds, and there's a microwave in a room, so I'm a happy camper. There is the bathroom. And this is my first time staying here, but we are gonna make this quick room tour because your girl is hungry. It wasn't too bad. It was a pretty chill flight. I think the most excitement was that we were not necessarily delayed leaving from DC, but there was VIP government officials in the area, so we had to sit on our taxiway for a little bit. And me and the other flight attendant were joking, like, oh, this felt more like a Charlotte taxi than a DC taxi. And it did. So, yeah. We have a 4 a.m. van time. It is currently 12:36. So I'm going to go ahead and undress, unpack, unwind, and go get me some food. So I will check in with you guys. I'll take you guys with me to go get food. I am all dressed and ready to go down to get some food in my belly. Let's go. Good morning. It is currently about 3:30 a.m. and I am getting myself together to head downstairs to meet my crew. We have a 4 a.m. van time, but where our room is compared to the lobby is a little bit of a walk, so probably gonna head down in about 10 minutes to give myself plenty of time to comfortably get down there. And I still just have the 3 flights today, so Bangor to DC, and then a Columbus turn out of DC. So we'll see if it stays that way. I checked the flight loads, and they're not completely full flights, but they're mostly full flights. We're flying on a 900 today, so more passengers to encounter, but should be a pretty smooth day. This first flight will be the longest flight of the day, and then the other 2 are not as long, so I should be able to get through it. And then I'll meet up with you guys. I'll check in with you guys when we get to the airport. I think the last time I checked in with you guys, I was heading out to eat. I went to B-Dubs, got me some food, and that was it. When I got back, y'all, I was KO. I was knocked. I was so tired. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish packing up and then make my way downstairs. To DC. We landed early, so we had a good little sit here. So of course everyone's going to be able to make it to their connection. Y'all know I love that. We board in about 6 minutes to head to Columbus. As of right now, that I still just have the Columbus turn on my schedule, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I did have a disgruntled passenger on the flight from Bangor to DC, though, because he was mad that I would not move him to the exit row. Now, technically, the gate agent is who is supposed to take care of that. The only other time that we move people to an exit row is for weights and balances. If we have to move someone from one zone to another and the exit row is open, that's where we move them. So he asked to move up there. Mind you, I had 2 passengers who purchased an exit row seat. It costs a little more to sit in the exit row. So moving people there willy-nilly while there's people that paid to sit there, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. So I told him, I was like, the gate agents are going to have to move you to the exit row. I am not going to move anyone from their assigned seats. I was like, it's for weights and balances. We keep people in certain zones, and also it's an upgraded seat. So he seemed to have accepted that answer when I first told him. So I'm doing my compliance checks. I come back past this row, and another passenger behind him is asking me about why their seat changed and everything. So I'm talking to them about it, because originally we were going to have a 700 and we ended up getting a 900. So people's seat changed. A lot of people's seats had changed. And so I see him get up and go to the front. I was like, It's like, I don't know what he could possibly need. He goes up to my forward flight attendant and he's complaining about me not moving him to the exit row, y'all. She tells him exactly what I told him, that is an upgraded seat. If we move people there who didn't pay to sit there, it causes problems down the line. Like, the people that are sitting there are going to want a refund. Like, oh, well, the flight attendant just moved people up here. We're not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. So he comes back to his seat, huffing and puffing. And so I did my final compliance check, and he's just like, I don't understand why I can't sit there. Or I fly every week, and when I fly, they just move me to the exit row. Well, they're not supposed to, so you might not want to just go around saying that, because you're going to end up getting them in trouble. Attitude. So during service, I'm going through and I am giving my customer service. So I try to hand him a cookie. He just I smile, and then I addressed the person that was sitting next to him. I gave them a cookie, got them a drink, and then I asked him, I was like, do you want anything to drink? That time I chuckled. I did chuckle, y'all, because you still have an attitude. This is an hour 20-minute flight. You had an attitude the whole time? Sir, that's not good for you. So I go through, finish service. I tell my forward flight attendant, I was like, I kept calling him exit row. I was like, exit row, dude, he's still in his feelings. And so she was like, still? I was like, yeah. So we're landing. So I'm in my jump seat, and the landing gears come down. So now I'm in my brace position. I hear a seatbelt buckle hit the side of the chair. I look up, and Lord and behold, who is it? It's exit row. He has a seatbelt on. So we're coming in. Like, we're at this point, we're over the water. So I'm pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, we need everyone to securely make sure their seatbelts are securely fastened. We are actively landing into DC. The seatbelt sign is on. I'm like, well, everyone needs to have a seatbelt on. He look around, act like I'm not talking to him. I was like, I can see your seatbelt dangling in the aisle. You need to put your seatbelt on. So he grabs the seatbelt, puts it on. So I said, thank you. And I put the phone up. We land. My forward flight attendant does her spiel, which also says, keep your seatbelt and stuff on. So he either kept it on or he held it. And we get to the gate and everything. But I'm just like, bruh, you really holding on to this anger, this frustration. And what's funny is, well, not funny, but what's crazy is the second time I told him that he couldn't sit there is when he going to pull up the AA app to complain. I'm like, okay, go ahead. Complain that you weren't sat in a seat you didn't pay for. Let me know how that goes. So I did a report of my own and submitted just to let them know what was going on. And then I also let my captain know like what had happened, just in case they ask about it. I'm like, hey, he was just he had an attitude, he was real sassy after I told him that he couldn't do what he wanted to do. So in case it comes back, just so y'all are aware. But y'all, ain't nobody got time for this. Like, if you want to sit in the exit row that bad, pay for an exit row seat. Or ask the gate agent if they can upgrade you. If they could do it and not cost you anything, that's great. You come in on my tablet needing to be there. But if you don't do that, I'm not going to ruffle feathers of people who actually pay to sit in the exit row because you just want a handout. No, I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, that's my little rant, my little spiel. We're about to start boarding to head to Columbus. It's a pretty full flight. So I will see you guys when we get to Columbus. To Columbus, y'all, and you want to know what they did? You want to know what they did? Just take a guess. Just take a guess. Added a turn when we get back to DC. Silver lining, I'll get to stay on this aircraft, and I'm not working both legs. So I am going to work the flight to Dayton and then deadhead back. Tell you I am not thrilled. I am not thrilled, but it could be worse. I could have a plane swap and have to lug all my stuff somewhere else. So since I don't have to do that, I'm all right. I do wish I had a window seat and not an aisle seat, but I'll see when we get to DC if the gate agent can go ahead and finagle that for me, because nah, your girl don't want to, I don't want to sit in the aisle at all. But we should be boarding in about 4 minutes, so go ahead and get this another pretty full flight on this plane and out of here. So we've made it to DC. We got in early, and y'all, now we on a maintenance delay. Been on this aircraft all day with nothing wrong with it. Apparently we were going too fast and something happened with the engine. Maintenance is on board, so we're holding boarding so that we can get that all squared away, and then so we can get the show on the road. When I get to Dayton, I'm gonna ask about moving my seat to a window seat. I don't care where, but a window seat. But y'all, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. But I'll let y'all know it's currently 12:08. We should have been boarded and getting this show on the road, but here we are. So we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys updated. They finally fixed the aircraft. It is 12:25 and we are getting ready to board. So let's get the show on the road. been released finally. I am on my way home now. Well, actually, no, I have a couple errands I need to run. So I'm gonna do that while I'm already out, and then I'm gonna go home. Today was, overall it was pretty good. We had the, there we go. We had the Bangor to DC. That one I told y'all about the guy that was upset that I wouldn't move his seat. Then I had the Columbus turn. And when we got to Columbus, that's when I got the notification that they added to my schedule the Dayton turn. So when we got back to DC, we then had the maintenance delay because what did they say? They said something about the thrusters being left on for too long. So maintenance had to come out, check things, make sure everything was good, everything was fine. And then we were delayed leaving DC to get to Dayton. When we got to Dayton, I had to get off and check in for my deadhead. Well, scan my boarding pass for my deadhead. So I asked the gate agent if there was a window seat. She was like, yep. So I had a window seat, had a row to myself, and your girl relaxed. Once we got to the gate, I called for the scheduling and let them know I was calling to check out. They were like, oh, okay, you're all checked out. I got that I am. So the flight attendant I flew with this morning for the first 3 legs, she had left her water bottle in the aircraft. So I took it to the lost and found in the crew room for her. And then I sent her a message to let her know that that's where it was. And then I made my way to my car. I'm tired. But more than 3 legs, it really drains me. Even if it's working 4 and then it's a deadhead, it's still draining. So, glad to have made it through. I am gonna go ahead, make my way to the store. I am making Jello shots for one of my friends for her birthday. We're celebrating tomorrow, so I am gonna make those Jello shots tonight so that they can be ready for tomorrow. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for following along on this eventful. It's 4 days that I recorded for, like I vlogged, but they were 2 separate 2-day trips. So thank you so much for following along. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, live freely, love always, travel often. Bye.